Well set. Call this meeting in the common council to order. Roll call, please.
Horn.
Here.
Peachy.
Here.
Brandel.
Here.
Lars.
Here.
Tully.
Here.
Kraus.
Over here.
Thank you. At this time, we'll entertain public participation. Anyone wishing to address the council may do so. Seeing no one, we'll move on to number 3, resolution number 86, the consent agenda. Alderman Tully, please.
Thank you, Mayor. City of Jefferson, Resolution Number 86. Be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that the consent agenda for December 18, 2018 is hereby adopted. A, we had vouchers payable for November 2018 in the amount of $324,404.80. Payroll summary for December 7th, 2018 in the amount of $159,044.99. B, we did not approve the minutes because there was not enough people to approve it. So we moved over to C, Humane Society of Jefferson County 2019 contract of $20,953.21. D, we had licenses as approved by the Regulatory Committee. Operators licenses, we had John Howard, Jordan Jennings, and Jessica Reyes, all for Casey's. And special class B licenses we had for the Rotary Club holding their annual beer and wine tasting event over at Woolen Moles. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lars. Any discussion?
On the council minutes, why wouldn't we?
We can still approve that.
At the next meeting. I think we need Ron here for that.
He wasn't here. I was the only one. I'm the only one here. So
Is that,
That's on the regulatory
does
side,
the
not for the council minutes.
do the minutes have to be approved by the regulatory committee?
They don't. It's usually
Oh.
just a recommendation.
I would adjust my resolution to approve the council minutes from the December 4th, 2018 common council meetings. And I'll just abstain because I wasn't here.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name.
Alderman Peachy.
Aye.
Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Abstain?
Kraus. Horn.
Aye.
It's approved. Resolution number 87, the schedule of fees for 2019. Alderman Kraus, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, fellow council members, citizens of Jefferson. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 87. Resolution to set the 2019 schedule of fees. Be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that the council hereby adopts the 2019 schedule of fees as attached. Be it further resolved that the Common Council may revise or otherwise alter the schedule by resolution throughout the year as deemed necessary. Due to its length, in lieu of reading the complete schedule, there is a complete copy on file at the city office clerk and available for public inspection. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Brandel. Any discussion? This was reviewed by,
Finance, it was unanimous.
thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name. No, if you're opposed.
Alderman Peachy.
Aye.
Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Kraus.
Aye.
Horn.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Resolution number 88, a resolution authorizing a tentative agreement between the Jefferson Professional Police Association Local 115 and the City of Jefferson. Alderman Lars, please.
thank you, Honorable Mayor, citizens of Jefferson, fellow council members. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 88, approving a tentative agreement with the Wisconsin Professional Police Association Local Number 115 for a successor collective bargaining agreement for year of 2019-2020, whereas a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Jefferson and Wisconsin Professional Police Association Local Number 115 expires at the end of the day, December 31st, 2018, and whereas both parties have negotiated a tentative agreement for a successor contract covering the year of 2019-2020, and whereas the members of the Wisconsin Professional Police Association bargaining unit have ratified a tentative agreement by vote if its members, and whereas the the Jefferson Finance Committee has reviewed the tentative agreement and recommended a ratification to the Common Council. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it hereby approves a tentative agreement for a successor collective bargaining agreement with the Wisconsin Professional Police Association for the year of 2019 and 2020. The major provisions of the tentative agreement includes a 2-year contract covering the period of January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2020, a 3% across-the-board wage increase adjustment for the year of 2019, expanding the residency requirements for sworn police officers to 30 miles from the city border, and a contract reopener to rebargain wages for the year of 2020 and to discuss an opt-out payment for the health insurance for the bargaining unit members not taking the health insurance. Be it further resolved by the Common Council that the city administrator is authorized to execute the resolution collective bargaining agreement covering the year 2019, 2020 upon review by the city attorney. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Horn. Discussion? Anyone have any questions or comments?
We expanded the residency requirements from 15 to 30 miles, is that correct?
Yes.
And that's to allow the more officers to participate in our police force.
Hopefully attract more talent to apply towards us, hopefully move closer.
Well, isn't it kind of hard right now anyways, because it's really kind of hard to find a place to live in Jefferson, isn't it? So it's probably a good move.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Kraus.
Aye.
Horn.
Aye.
Peachy.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Resolution number 89, a resolution amending the comprehensive park and open space plan. Alderman Peachy, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Upperman, fellow council members, and citizens of Jefferson. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 89. Whereas the comprehensive park and open space plan will provide a citywide system of park and open spaces, highlighting the local natural resources and serve to preserve and enhance those natural resources which are invaluable. And whereas a comprehensive park and open space plan will facilitate the provision of a park and open space system that can provide opportunities for city residents to participate in a wide variety of recreation activities, thereby enhancing the quality of life. And whereas a comprehensive park and open space plan is a requirement of the stewardship grant program for funding, and whereas the comprehensive park and open space plan meets the standards of the Wisconsin statewide comprehensive outdoor recreation plan for 2018 through 2022, and whereas on November 19, 2018, the City of Jefferson Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Commission approved a comprehensive park and open space plan which includes goals and objectives for the department, a master plan for Rock River Landing Park, and has taken the city's branding into consideration for promoting outside activities within the city, as well as the abundance of water resources. And be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that the 2008 City of Jefferson Comprehensive Park and Outdoor Recreation Plan is hereby adopted. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second? Second. Second by Alderman Brandel. Discussion? This was discussed at the Committee of the Whole tonight. We have Park and Recreation Director Keller here. Do you have anything that you wanted to add, Cindy?
We're pretty proud of the plan. We think it's going to help take Jefferson in the right direction.
Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Are we on track to meet the facility needs on page 22 where we have the minimum quantity or minimum needs. I went on track to meet all those. Good.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Kraus.
Aye.
Horn.
Aye.
PG.
Aye.
Brandel.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Resolution number 90, authorizing design engineering for the North Industrial Park Expansion Project. Alderman Brandel, please.
I'll take
Oh,
that
I'm
over.
sorry.
Yep, I grabbed that.
Alderman Tully, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. City of Jefferson, Resolution Number 90, authorizing hiring of Town and Country Engineering, Inc. for design services. Whereas Town and Country Engineering, Inc. has provided the City of Jefferson a proposal and contract for providing design services for the extension of North Parkway for the expansion of the North Industrial Park. Whereas proposed services include completion of a topographic site survey, preparation of engineering plans, specifications, and bidding services to the City of Jefferson. Whereas the Streets Committee recommends retaining Town and Country Engineering, Inc. for design services at a cost of $45,100. And whereas the services will be paid for out of the 2019 Capital Improvement Fund. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves an agreement to provide design services with Town and Country Engineering, Inc. at a cost of $45,100. Be it further resolved by the Common Council that the city administrator is authorized to execute said agreement on behalf of the City of Jefferson after review by the city attorney. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Horn. Any questions or comments?
Bill went through this with us at Streets Committee, and we approved it at the committee meeting.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Tully.
Aye.
Kraus.
Aye.
Horn.
Aye.
PG.
Aye.
Brandel. Lars.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Resolution number 91, a resolution to move the January 1st, 2019 council meetings to January 2nd, 2019. Alderman Lars, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, fellow council members, citizens of Jefferson, City of Jefferson Resolution Number 91. Whereas the City of Jefferson Common Council typically meets on the first and third Tuesday of each month, in the case of January 1st, 2019, but because of the New Year's holiday beginning that date, now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein moves the first meeting to Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Alderman Brandel. Any discussion? That going to work out for everyone? 2 weeks from tomorrow night instead of 2 weeks from tonight?
I got that day off. It'd probably work easier for me to come in on the first.
Well, good. You can make it for the meetings on time then.
I called it to order, didn't I?
If there's any, there are no other questions or comments. On a voice vote, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Thank you, it's unanimous. Resolution number 92, authorizing the approval of a development agreement between the City of Jefferson and Gorman and Company Incorporated for the redevelopment of property located at 138 Candy Street. Alderman Horn, please.
Oh, sure. Now he calls on me to do something, huh? Thank you, Honorable Mayor, council members, citizens of Jefferson. City of Jefferson Resolution Number 92. Whereas Gorman and Company Incorporated, a Wisconsin limited liability company located in Oregon, Wisconsin, intends to redevelop the former Foremost Buildings manufacturing facility located at 138 Candace Street into approximately 36 historical housing units, of which at least 8 units will be available to persons of lower and moderate income. The project represents a total investment in property acquisition and building construction in excess of $9 million. The property is currently listed on the state and federal register of historical places. And whereas the City of Jefferson desires to encourage the development of a variety of housing styles, including affordable house, promote economic development, expand its tax base, create new jobs, attract industry, and promote the preservation of architecture and buildings within its corporate limits. And whereas the City of Jefferson and Gorman and Company Incorporated are desirous to enter into a development agreement that sets forth the obligations and responsibilities of each party as may be related to the redevelopment of the former Foremost Buildings manufacturing property located at 138 Kansas Street. And now therefore be resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves the development agreement with Gorman and Company Incorporated for the redevelopment of 138 Kansas Street and approximately 36 historic housing units, and authorizes the mayor, city administrator, and city clerk to execute said development agreement upon the review and consent of the city attorney. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Peachy. In discussion? We discussed this at the Committee of the Whole. Does anyone have any questions? Tim, you want to just give the thumbnail review of this?
I surely can. The development agreement between the city and Gorman essentially sets forth the responsibilities of each party as this project is undertaken. In terms of the city obligation, it would simply be to provide a affordable housing loan from the city's Affordable Housing Loan Fund in the amount of $650,000. That represents a small percentage of the overall project cost. In terms of developer obligations, their responsibilities include purchasing the property by August, starting the conversion once all financing has been secured, and the vast majority of that financing has currently been secured, and to complete the project by December 31 of 2020 to create the approximately 36, which we describe as historic housing units because the property is on the state and federal Register of Historic Places. And then lastly, I would say that jointly there's an obligation that we want to extend the city's Riverwalk to the site and through the site. And I don't know that we really can get at that until we get into design engineering, because it all gets pretty tight along there because of the requirement for a levee wall to remove the property from the Rock River floodplain.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
This speaks kind of the question that came up before about providing housing. Again, we have a shortage of housing, and this is 36 units that'll be available. So it's something needed in town, I'm sure.
This will certainly help address that need.
Good thing.
There are no other questions or comments. All in favor of approving resolution number 92, please signify by saying aye. As Amanda calls your name, no if you're opposed.
Alderman Kraus.
Aye.
Horn.
Aye.
PG.
Aye.
Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
It's unanimous, thank you. Resolution number 93, authorizing a Jefferson Housing Program loan to Gorman and Company Incorporated to help finance development of the new housing units to be located at 138 West Candy Street. Alderman Tully, please.
Thank you, Mayor. City of Jefferson, Resolution Number 93, authorizing a Jefferson Housing Program loan to Gorman and Company, Inc. to help finance development of new housing units to be located at 138 West Candy Street. Whereas the Gorman and Company, Inc. previously requested a Jefferson Housing Program loan to help finance development of new housing to be located at 138 West Candy Street. Said project is to include the conversion of the former Foremost Buildings manufacturing facility to approximately 36 historic apartments, of which at least 8 will be available to persons of low and moderate income. The project represents a total investment in property acquisition and building construction of approximately $9 million. Due to its length, in lieu of reading the complete text of this resolution, a complete copy is on file at the office of the city clerk and is available for public inspection. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Brandel. In discussion? So this is authorizing that affordable housing loan of $650,000, that component of it.
And
There are
this,
no questions or comments?
and this loan is within our budget of,
We have a revolving loan fund. Tim, you want to just touch on that a little bit?
To answer your question, Jim, the city has just slightly over $650,000 in a special affordable housing fund. The requirement for the city is that that money has to be used to promote affordable housing within the community. And the idea is it gets loaned, and as it gets paid back, you revolve it and make other loans to encourage that housing. So we do have that sum of money and could make this commitment to help facilitate that project.
good, thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of resolution number 93, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Horn.
Aye.
Byer. I'm sorry, PG.
Aye.
Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Kraus.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Resolution number 94, a resolution authorizing the city administrator to do all the things necessary to submit an application to the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation for a Community Development Investment Program grant. Alderman Kraus, if you would, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, fellow council members, and citizens of Jefferson. Resolution number 94, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, directing that the city administrator do all things necessary to submit an application to the Wisconsin Economic Development Corp. for a Community Development Investment Program grant. Whereas the WEDC Community Development Investment Grant will advance redevelopment of 3.88 acres of property in accordance with adopted city plans. Whereas the 3.88 acre site includes a property located at 138 West Candace Street in Jefferson, once used by the Foremost Company, and is detailed in the attached map. Whereas Foremost Company relocated to a location on the northeast side of the city of Jefferson in 2012, following an intense flooding in 2008. Whereas the resulting inactivity on the property has left an idle and underutilized site in the heart of downtown Jefferson and in a key location along the Rock River. Whereas the property is located within the floodplain in the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, requires remediation of the floodplain issues prior to any redevelopment of the property. Whereas Gorman and Company Incorporated entered into a sales contract to acquire the property in 2017 and plans to develop the site to include 36 units of new housing. Whereas Gorman and Company has secured low-income housing tax credits and historic tax credits to finance the redevelopment of the property. Whereas the Gorman and Company has submitted a conditional use permit application with the Jefferson Plan Commission for consideration at their December 12, 2018 meeting. Whereas the city and Gorman and Company have drafted a development agreement regarding the redevelopment of the property and the construction of a Riverwalk extension to connect the property and Rotary Park. The development agreement is to be reviewed at a meeting of the council on December 18, 2018. Whereas the city and Gorman and Company's development agreement details the roles and responsibility of each party with respect to the plans and implementation. Whereas Gorman and Company's redevelopment project requires additional funding to complete the project, including its removal from the project from the floodplain. Whereas the Common Council directs that the city administrator do all things necessary to submit an application for a community development investment grant. Whereas the Common Council finds that submittal of an application for a community development investment grant to be in the best interest of the public and promotes the health, safety, and welfare of the community, and respectfully requests that the WEDC award a grant to the city consistent with its application. Due to the length of the rest of the text of this lengthy resolution, in lieu of reading this, there will be a complete copy on file at the office of the city clerk and available for public inspection. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Tully. Any questions?
This resolution is just authorizing us to put in the application for the grant, not authorizing the 250,000.
Authorizing the application for the grant.
Yes.
And that would be $250,000, correct, Tim?
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye as Amanda calls your name. No if you're opposed.
Alderman PG.
Aye.
Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Polly.
Aye.
Kraus. Horn.
Aye.
It's unanimous. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Peachy, Mr. Horn, or Mr. Lars. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned. Drive
Merry Christmas.
carefully. Merry Christmas.